Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Lexa Peterson, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Air Force is Sergeant Adam Hanley. 2026 marks 125 years of dedicated service by the Australian Army and its predecessors. Today, we remember and pay tribute to Private Reuben John Taylor and warmly welcome his family who are in attendance today. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. The live stream of this ceremony is made possible by the Returned and Services League of Australia and the RSL and Services Clubs Association. We welcome members who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by family and visitors to the memorial. Now, if you're able, please stand and join in singing the national anthem. Those who are able to do so, please be seated. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops at Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed at the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record that they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Private Reuben John Taylor. Reuben Taylor was born on the 16th of December 1918 in Horsham, a town in the Wimmera region of Victoria. He was the second oldest of 13 children of Percival and Ellen Taylor. Known as Jack, Taylor attended school at nearby Drung South. In his spare time, he enjoyed playing Australian rules football, rabbiting and yabbying. In 1938, Jack decided to go and work on his Uncle Sam's farm at Sandy Creek, Barellan, in the New South Wales Riverina. He made the journey of over 500 kilometres by bicycle. Taylor joined the militia's 56th Infantry Battalion on the 2nd of January 1942. At the end of June, he was fined 10 shillings for being absent without leave over 2 days. A few weeks later, he travelled by train to Melbourne, then at the end of July sailed to Western Australia, disembarking at Fremantle. Jack enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force on the 8th of August 1942 in Melville, Western Australia. While he could be transferred to a unit that could be sent to fight overseas, he remained in the West until February 1944, when he travelled by train to Queensland. On the 5th of July, Taylor was finally transferred to an AIF unit, the 2nd 17th Australian Infantry Battalion. The 2nd 17th had formed in April 1940, and as part of the famed 9th Australian Division, had seen action at Tobruk and El Alamein in North Africa, then lay in Finschhafen in New Guinea. Private Jack Taylor joined his unit as it was camped on the Atherton tablelands. On the 6th of May 1945, the 2nd 17th Battalion embarked at Townsville, bound for action once more. Sailing north, it landed at Morotai Island before sailing for British North Borneo in the landing ship Canberra. Oboe 6 was the code name for the Allied landings at Labuan and Brunei Bay. The 2nd 15th Battalion would land at Muara Island, while the 2nd 17th made for the mainland peninsula north of Brookton. It would be supported by a squadron of Matilda tanks. On the 10th of June 1945, following a naval bombardment, Canberra landed the 2nd 17th on Green Beach just after 9 a.m. Unopposed, the men quickly moved inland towards their objective, the town of Brunei. The next day, the battalion moved along the road through a defile between wooded hills and swamp. Brunei town was about 20 kilometres away. Still, they had met no opposition. On the 12th of June, again no Japanese were seen as the battalion advanced during the morning. Jack Taylor was a Bren gunner with B Company, which took the lead in the early afternoon. Before long, the men started taking light fire from the enemy. By 3 p.m, B Company had captured an airstrip and begun to push forward into the hills to the south. 12 Platoon took the lead, assaulting an enemy post and killing 3 Japanese. 11 Platoon under Lieutenant Trudgeon, including Taylor, then moved through on the right and briskly attacked up a razorback ridge through high grass. An enemy machine gun opened fire, but the Australians overcame the Japanese posts, killing 12. In this short, sharp action, 4 Australians were wounded and 1 was killed, Private Jack Taylor. Jack was initially buried in the field at the top of a small hill under the shade of rubber trees, with Chaplain Blackwell presiding. His body was later moved to the Labuan War Cemetery. He was 26 years old. The battalion captured Brunei town the next day. Jack's platoon commander, Lieutenant Milton Trudgeon, wrote to Taylor's parents several weeks later. He said he greatly admired Jack's manliness and fine soldierly qualities, and that he was one of his most trusted soldiers. He and the rest of the platoon were very much affected by Jack's death. His name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left, among almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is displayed today beside the Pool of Reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Private Reuben John Taylor, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the ode and sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as that we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Lest we forget.
We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over, but in Australia they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of the Director, staff and volunteers, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial. We wish you all a very pleasant evening.